Yeah, Jigisha.
Hi, Anjali.
Okay, so I think you have gone through the document.
I went to the documentations but I was just not sure which point, like topic we are going to start.
Actually, I was going to start with the. I'm just sharing my screen. I will show you.
Okay, yeah,
My screen is visible too?
yeah.
Okay. So if you see, this was the actually I have downloaded this document from Microsoft site only. Okay, and it is an updated one.
Okay.
So we will go skill wise. What is be there in the certification? So it will help you. So
Okay.
it says develop Azure Compute Solutions. So today we will take provision VMs, configure VMs, remote access, okay,
Mhm.
and create ARM tablets. These three parts
Okay.
we will take today.
Okay.
So what I will do, I will give you the complete demo also how to create on this on Azure this, and
Mhm.
I will tell you how from the portal as well as using a PowerShell command or Azure CLI. I will give you Azure CLI commands because it is there. Sometimes it is that how to create a VM. Okay,
Okay.
so using Azure CLI, there's three options. You can use an your Azure portal using
Okay.
the portal. That means using this portal. Okay,
So
and that,
technically, just this 3 points. I'm just trying to clarify that. I
hmm,
mean, indeed, like generally, it's a part of the main. It's like DevOps engineer, like more kind of
yeah.
administrators.
No,
Because
because
I'm just
it.
asking because we have a DevOps team and they manage
Hmm.
all these 3 points,
Yeah,
not as
that's true.
my
Yeah,
responsibility.
that's no, because you are also going to give a certification
Certificate.
exam.
That's what I'm just saying. Yeah, I got that
Hmm.
one. So
Hmm.
that
So
is
because
weird that they say development and but they are mixing up. That's what I just didn't like it in Azure. That anyway, they are mixing up too much with the DevOps, typical DevOps and the development.
actually, I will tell you why they have mixed up. Because nowadays, even they need the developer should also knows a DevOps concept. Yeah, because going forward, it may be possible that you have been asked to.
Do
You have
this
been
thing.
asked to.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 1 minute. I'm just logging into my Visual Studio. My other screens are also visible because I shared it. Are you able to view my
Yeah.
portal,
Yeah.
Azure portal? Okay. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's say what are the VMs we have to create. Okay, so what are VMs? VMs are just virtual machine. Your laptop is also one of the VMs are just like as we are working on a laptop. So when we are doing in your office, we have a physical. You can say we have a physical data center. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm completely
So
aware of
instead,
it. So you can
you
go
are
ahead. Yeah.
completely aware
Yeah.
of it. So the thing which we need to create a VM, we have to keep in mind certain things, which I will just give you. So the things which is required are certain things are required for us for creating a VM. Okay. I think today my laptop becomes slow. Okay. So first thing is we have to give a name of the VM. Okay. We have to give in Azure, everything is connected to the resource. So we give a resource group. Okay. Everything in Azure is connected to some resource groups. Why it is connecting? Because in a resource group, when we delete it, a resource group, everything what we have created will be deleted automatically. So they are combined in a resource group, just like a file folder. Okay. So resource groups are nothing but a resource which is managed by the Azure. Now, next thing is the location where we want this VM to be created. Okay. Then size of the VM. So these are the things which we have to keep in mind while creating it.
Correct.
Okay. Now it comes that suppose we have selected some size, but now we have to make a change in the size. Okay. Change in the size of a VM. So as- in Azure, in anything, any of the things, there is a two-way to change. Other, you can first way can be attach an extra disk. Okay, so the size will change. Second thing can be you can upgrade if you want to increase the size of a VM. You can upgrade the size. Okay, if you want to decrease, then you will degrade the size. because I will show you when we create a VM that how we take the size of a VM. Okay,
Yeah.
so it will be 4 core or whatever it is, a certain RAM. So we can upgrade or degrade the size. So there is maybe two, we can increase the size by adding an extra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like we basically we do with the VMware
Hmm.
VirtualBox.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing. Yeah.
Now in whenever we work with a VM, so there can be a storage also. We need a
Yeah.
storage
Yeah. Storage will
for
be
the VM.
defined and all that. I'm just more interested about how the OS and all those stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm coming to that point. I'm coming to that point. Okay. Now, storage of the VM can, we have a storage account also attached to a VM. Okay. Storage account attached to the VM. Why we use? We to create an extension, sorry, extension of
Okay.
the VM. Now, why we need this extension of the VM? Because whenever we want to do something in a VM, we create a virtual machine. Now we have to install a softwares or what we or any other things just like agents, security agents, other things we do. So we require this extension of VM so that we can store those scripts or files on a storage account, and from the extension and giving a storage account location, when we run those scripts, it will automatically install everything on the VMs, because this extension, all these are the part of this contents of this certification course. So I am now coming to the operating system. So operating systems can be, we have flavors of Windows, that is Windows 2019 server and everything. Flavors of Windows and different flavors of Linux also, like Ubuntu, whatever we want, Red Hat. Okay, so these are the or you can say CentOS. So it depends. When now I will just show you the how we. So these operating system consists of cost. So depending on the license cost of Windows or Linux or whatever, so it is chargeable to hours per hour. Okay, so now let's have a demo on Azure portal. Okay, so on Azure portal, when we go to create a resource in Azure. Anything which we want, we is a resource. Okay, so
Right.
just like virtual machine is also storage account resource, this database, PostgreSQL, Cosmos DB, these all are resources. So when I will go to create a resource, when I create a resource, so on Azure Marketplace, so there I will give you one more information. We can create using image from Marketplace. They are raw images. Image from Marketplace. So they are raw images. Raw images means universal things. Universal things you found. You can hard code it, harden, sorry, not hard code, harden the images. But because you are not on an administrator side, so hardened images will be part of an administrator. You will get an image. So why harden? Because by hardening we kept our policies, restrictions, any security agent build, security agent baked in it. Okay, because different organization use different. So this is called hardening of images. Okay. So now let's move to the how to create. So we are creating it. So if you see, I can say compute. We go to compute. Okay. Compute and virtual machine. Why it's can switch directories. Create resource. So populars you are seeing, if you say see all, it will come here in a marketplace. See all.
Yeah. It's just no. I mean
Okay.
marketplace, and then it's not nothing. It's I think it's loading.
It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. Because it will on the first screen when you go to create resource, and if I say create resource and I say compute, now in compute I have this Ubuntu server. Yeah, Ubuntu server, these are the OS. Ubuntu server, Red Hat Enterprise, CentOS based, Debian based, and Windows Server data center. Okay, so these are the different versions of operating system. Now let's say we need a Windows server. So what we can do, we can write a Windows server. When we go to create a resource, okay, Then if you are seeing here, when I say compute, these are the in compute, these are the Ubuntu server, Red Hat Enterprises, CentOS based. And so let's say Ubuntu server. Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's going to there. So what I have said, it will ask the name. I will say test instance. Okay. Username. Let me say password. They are just depreciating this part. Let it be, because then we have to use this Azure resources. Okay. Let me check what are the Azure. Yeah, because when he has, because it's giving an access, classic IIS virtual machine are now deposited for new customers and will retire on March. So I will tell you later on how to create with the Azure resources. Password, we'll give a password. Password mean between 12 to 13. Okay. Password will be 12, more than 12 to 20, between 12 to 23. Resource group. I will create a resource group. There is no resource group, so I will create a resource. Create new. So I will say test instance. Same thing I will be. So let me say that's there.
So maybe I would suggest you can go this is on really I know okay, if you have this kind of thing like where you feel it this is a typical DevOps one, maybe you can keep creating only and then we can just walk through quickly.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
so that
Going
way
forward, I
like
will. Yeah,
yeah.
going forward,
So
I
no,
will do.
like not any but anything development related, that I would like to go little where I
Okay,
can do
okay,
parallel or something.
okay,
But
okay,
something like in this thing, it's just we can just go really fast.
okay. So let me, because going forward, what I will do, I will just do that. Okay. Next. Okay. So now it says size. So these
Yeah.
are the different size which we created. Okay.
Mm.
So this is the size. Let me take a and select setting a configuration, that is storage account. So if you see, when we create any of the resources and one default storage account was attached to it.
Okay.
Now the network. Okay. So configure required settings. So create new domain name.
And storage account is not like as per the type, like sorry, not storage. The
Hmm.
resource group is not for the type thing, right? It's not like any like same
Resource group.
per per type. It will be different. Like for example, just like for VM
Hmm.
we created one. Then for example, for the
Yeah.
applications, so functions. If I create a functions and
Hmm.
services, so there will be a separate resource group for each, right?
Yes, yes.
We
There
cannot
will
do
be separate
combine.
group.
There will be not one resource group for
No, no, we can
two,
combine also. If I have created test instance, I can add any of my resources into that resource group.
but same type of, right? My point is that. Like you have
No,
for same resource group for VM plus applications both, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
anything. And if you are creating a web app, you can connect to the same resource group.
okay, okay.
That is, it is not restriction that for VM you must have one resource group, for storage account you have another resource group. No, you can connect it to the resource group. So virtual IP is dynamic; it is automatically, or I can give it static. Then I have to give it some things. Now it comes the sources that it is there. Okay, what it is again? What happens? Must not be because for this certification you must know each and everything of this
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
there
I
is
understand.
yeah.
The, no, no, my only point is like that we can just traverse through the quickly as good as for the information
Okay,
versus the deep dive for the actual the practical.
okay.
So the certifications, it's because it's been years. It's typical the Microsoft certification with the that questions things, or it is some practical stuff as well.
No, it is a scenario based questions. All must be scenario based questions
Okay.
because I always delete the virtual machines. But if you keep it this virtual machine, all the resources, then because mine is not a free account, it is a pay as you use. So what happens whenever you create some things and if you did not delete, then it will be costing you. So what I done, whenever I give any training, I create a this virtual machine and then I used to delete the virtual machine. So when you go to see all sizes, you will get there. So it can be authentication can be SSH type or a password. If it is SSH public key, you need a putty to connect to it. Okay. I says this generate new key pair. Let the key pair name will be this. It will automatically generate. So always on Linux it goes to SSH 22. So this way I have given you because they may ask the questions. What is the inbound ports? What are the public inbound ports? Do we have to select those? So this type of questions comes. I can give you
Mhm.
a practice also. So that's why I'm just showing you that how to create. Okay. So it will ask what are the select inbound ports. So for Linux, it can be SSH will be the best. If you say HTTP 80, HTTPS local, so that can be. But for a Linux server, it is SSH. Now, if I will say I will go back and okay, I'm just showing you this
Yeah.
to so that whenever you get some question. Now Windows Server 2016. So what happens? Now if I will say existing resource groups because I have not created anything. Virtual machine, Win instance. Let it be. Okay. Now it will say, now it's getting this. This will be 9870.49 for two VPCOs. So what we recommend standard DS1. Okay. Now it will have a password also. Any password which is then it will ask for the confirm password because when I have created their password, so it will be same.
But then if you'll do it, then it will be chargeable, right? So for men.
No, I will just delete it. It
Okay.
is depend on just after creating, I will just delete. Now if you see here, allow selected ports now in point. If you are doing through RDP, it will becomes at an RDP. It will be always 3389 for Windows and for Linux it will be 22.
So what is this? RDP
This is a
3389.
inbound ports.
Inbound port. Okay, okay.
Yeah, inbound ports to the
For the
ports which
VM. For the
yeah, for
VM.
the VM. Through these ports you
Okay.
can access. Even if we
Yeah.
say if we are installing something, then it will be this port should be open. So for
Okay.
Linux it is 22 and for
Okay. You mean for Windows it's 82.
3389. For
For Windows
Linux,
it's
it will be always SSH22.
SSH22. Okay.
Because when we check, even when we check whether our VM is responding to us when we do telnet, or when we check that if it is accessible or not using a command. So for Windows we give 3389, and for Linux we give this. Now let's see if I will use this. No, sorry, I haven't gone. I missed some points. Let me go to previous, because disk networking is also a one important point. 9 rupees, as you see this goes 9 rupees 77 paisa
It's
INR.
9 rupees. Somehow I saw
Yeah,
initially when it was coming
no,
6,000. And I'm like, what? But it is
it is
fine.
9 rupees per hour.
Okay. Okay.
So on that basis, now disk, that is, I will use a standard SSD. Okay, this must be using standard DS1. What are the other CPU? Instead of, I will use this, select this. Okay, so this will cost less. One CPU, one GIB only. So we will just check it out. Next disk. So I will say standard SSD. Okay, because it is supporting it. Now data disk. If you want to create and attach a new disk, you can create this, attach an existing, or create and attach a new disk. So this is part for administrator part, but in Azure they have given it, this is not a for a DevOps engineer part. This is for administrator also. So when
Administrator.
you are,
Yeah.
yeah,
Correct.
so for this 203 and 204, they have combined administrator as well as developer part.
Okay.
So that's why it was asking. So now networking, we can have that any selected port or something like this, and then we do it. Okay, for networking also, if we want to add a load balancing, we can use a load balancer. I think management is not required. Selected extension to store extension by post deployment. Now here we can select an extension that while creating a VM, these extensions should be created. Now extensions are of this type: agent for workload protection, Windows agent for Windows server monitoring. So we have this different pipeline, octopus deploy. So it depends on it. So custom script extension, that is when we store the script on the this, and then we can get it out whatever we want to do. Any application installation on a sorry, any software or anything configuration we do. So these are the different, but I will not go to this. I will go to um I will go back. Okay, so the server, it has gone. Yeah, now I say create. So these are the things which what we are. So let me create one Linux machine. That will be fine. I have just given you about the Windows and that. Now, if you see, we have to provision the VMs. Okay, so now if you see provision the VMs using this,
VM for remote access. So
yeah, remote access, that is RDP access. Let me give you about the remote
but,
access.
but
This way
for
I will
that
just
we
give
have
you,
to
I will not
yeah,
create.
but we will have to
Yeah,
create it, right? For remote.
for remote access means RDP.
Yeah, I got it. But
Remote
my point
access
is that
using RDP.
no, I got that. But my point is we
Yeah,
have to create a VM first, right? Then only we are
yeah,
able to test the
yeah. That
IDP.
yes, yes. So let me see. I think something happens that when I have opened that. So to show you the this instead of opening on the next screen, I have opened it and on the same screen. Okay. So if you see this Windows Server Data Center here 2016, or you can say Windows Server 2019. Okay, so you can get it from here, all the images, Ubuntu images or whatever. When you go to see all images, it will display all the images available to select. Okay, so I will select Windows Server. So I'm selecting Windows Server 2019 Data Center. Okay, so it has come Windows Server. mm, on this now test instance. No, okay. Now I will use image B1 because that will be less this one CPU. I will select this. Okay, so I will select this and then select, let it be, that is only 736 per month. If it has been okay, RDP I have done. Okay, now I say next disk. I say standard SSD, and I'm not attaching any other disk. Networking, let it be default, whatever it is there. So it will virtual network, it will create this virtual network for this. Subnet default, public IP. If I want to create in some public IP, I will create it. Otherwise, it will take the defect. So I need this basic and this. Now I will say review and create. Now you see the difference of the cost.
Mm.
Okay. So I say create.
But then this charge will be applied to you right now.
No issues. It is 1 hour. Na? I will just delete the complete resource group.
Complete the
If I will
resource.
delete the resource group, it will automatically do. So if you want to do, because now I don't have any credit card to use it as a free account.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will take some time. Deployment is in progress. So it will create a this. So I will just give you this. This is about the things now. Sorry.
Next time, what I'll do, like I can totally
Hmm.
what you can do. I have a development environment access. So what can do? I can put it in this one in the mem. Your thing you just show then I keep creating the simultaneous steps and you don't have to create actually then I'll create it, you know what I mean? So then
No, no.
I
Come again. I don't. I'm not able
no
to
no I'll not
understand
share
you.
the screen. I'm saying that
Yeah.
next time something like this was thing where you go the steps.
Hmm.
I'll today because I had to use this laptop and now I can go to my office desk back. But so if I open in
Hmm.
the monitor, two screens, I can
Yeah.
follow and then do it the same steps in
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
dev
Yeah.
environment
Okay.
and I can create
Hmm.
it. So what happens that you don't have to even create it. I will just because
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about this money.
Yes. Yes.
Then I have to just remember that I have
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
delete it.
Because
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you see here,
I mean, if I keep for two
all
days and then
the
delete also, it's fine. But it's just, yeah.
it's fine. Yeah.
Mm.
So if you see when you create a VM, all
Mm.
these resources, test instance is a Microsoft Compute. This is a network. Microsoft Network created. Then virtual network created. There is network. This is network interface. This is virtual network. This is public IP. What it is creating. So all these resources are being
Public available.
yeah. So this NSG network security groups. So
Okay.
that's why it takes a certain times because it will create a resources. Now, if you only delete a VM, so VM charges will be not there. But if any other resources is available there, then it will be chargeable.
To
So it is
delete it, it's
better
just
we
yeah.
delete the completely resource group,
Okay.
because when you are deleting a resource group, I will show you when we are deleting a resource group, then at that time it shows that and these are the attached things, you say yes, and then it delete all the things, so you are not being charged for that.
Sure.
Now if you see, if you want to see that this is a cloud shell, okay, so on cloud shell also there are certain command, because I deleted everything now, so it will mount a storage creating. Now it's at created, so I can go to resource. Now if you see, you have this, okay. Now if you see, there is an one extension. This it will be for your use if you are using some scripts to be kept or some codes to be kept or to be created in a virtual machine for this. So it will have an extension. So I will say add. Let me say that I want this agent for Windows Server monitoring. So it will create this agent server monitoring. So if I say here, now if you see, my virtual machine is this and this is my resource group.
Mm.
Okay. Now I want to do an RDP. Okay.
Mm.
So this is so what I will say connect. Now it got the options. Even the Windows machine can be RDP using SSH also, but best is RDP.
Yeah.
Now connect to RDP. It will ask download the RDP. It will, this is the public IP address to connect, and when I will download the IDP, and then when I open when done, so I say connect. It's asking me this credential will be used. Oh, what is this? So this is a remote control, remote access, and remote access using SSH, which we use a putty this for the Linux. You works on Windows or you works on Linux?
Windows.
You works on Windows. So for Linux, we have to give a putty. We install the putty, and on from putty, we connect to it. Okay. So this is how we connect to the remote desktop. So do you have you have to create VMs using ARM?
So VMs, I think they are not. So at least I am not. We are not using. So we have created VM, but I never looked into that. I can check it. But we have, yes, as far as my knowledge, yes. Also, I wanted to check with like ARM template with what how for example app instead of like app config it's resource. I heard that something it been we can use a resource like when I was exploring for the localization that to
Hmm.
use the resource files instead of that it is being like ARM template
Yeah,
for the
this,
app config, and I was not
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
I mean, I haven't explored it, so something when you go
yeah,
on that one, just cover that
yeah.
only.
I'm just showing you that ARM template. If you are seeing on my screen, this is
Yeah,
an
resource just
uh, ARM template. Okay. Or what we can do it, we can go to this suppose overview. Mhm. I will close this. Okay. So I will show you the ARM template. Now this is export template. Okay. So it is generating a template. Now what this template has, this template has all the parameters, variables, resources, what we have created. So if you see, we have created a virtual machine with the name test instance.
yeah.
Okay. So it is giving this, and now if you say what are the variables we used. Okay.
Mhm.
So the variables we use, the VM size, the parameters which we give virtual machine name, location, these are the resources. So because we have created using the portal. So it is not having this variables also. Now I want that I was creating any VMs, one or two VMs using an Azure CLI or Azure PowerShell. So what I will do, I will give here the variables. That is the location. It will take it from the variables. So when we give this, then we give it like this location. Then we say, I think somewhere it is, no, it's not used. So let me download this and then I will show you. So this is a parameter.json. If I will open this parameters.json, now I have given a parameters as virtual machine test instance value null. I will give a value. Suppose I will give a value as test instance 2. Okay. So now if I am using an ARM template, I am getting this from here. Now disk OS disk 1, I will network interface external ID. I want network interface to be 10.0.0.0.24. Okay, so this I have given in a parameters. So we defines in a parameters. Now why it is coming null everywhere? Because we have used a portal. So this is a parameters which is we are passing. One second. Now if I open this template, this is a JSON template, ARM template. Now, if you see this template, I will say virtual machine test instance default value is test instance because in template it is default value type and string. Now in default value, I can give it like this. Instead of test instance, I will say it will take from the parameter. Okay, parameters, and then parameter name is test instance underscore name as in parameter file. Okay, so now what it will do, it will take this default value from the parameters, whatever we give in a parameter value, it will take it from there. Okay, so this is ARM. Now we can go in detail
So
with the
tell me
ARM.
just one thing, that why,
Yes,
so why this in which case is ARM template will be used? So I got that with whatever we created
yes,
it came up by default. It created, we can say that it created default ARM template
yeah, this is a
when
default
for
ARM
any,
template
yeah,
for anything. But
for any.
why we use ARM template? Because instead of giving to portal and giving step by step, it is a way for infrastructure as a code. This is an automation. You just run the ARM template, and when you run the ARM template, it will create each and every. Now I will show you how.
So this will impact. This will be involved in the CI/CD as well. That's
Not in CI/CD. This
not
is not in
CI/CD.
CI/CD.
Okay.
This is not in a CI/CD. ARM template is an automation. Automation means we are using infrastructure as a code. So why, if you see, when I have gone one by one, how much time it has taken? I have selected each and everything. Okay.
Correct.
Now let me do one thing.
Oh,
I
okay,
will.
got it. You are saying that now for the next VM, if you want to do that, you just put it in the
I'm just.
ARM template and then
I'm just
put
showing you.
your.
Okay. So parameters test system name value null. Okay, is let it be parameter file will be this. Now template file I am opening template.json. Okay, notepad. Okay. Now I said that it is test instance 1. Okay, and everything I am just remaining same. I'm not changing anything. If I
Yeah.
want to change, I can change it out, but I don't want to change, so it is taking this. Now I save it. Okay,
Mhm.
I save it as a template.json, C personal, and then I will new folder. So, okay, and then I will say template.json. Okay, and parameters are also I open here and then I will save it because it is on download folder. I haven't, though I haven't make any changes, but let me save it there. Save
Mm.
personal Azure. Okay. Now I will go to my portal. Okay. So I
Mm.
will go. Now I say custom deployment. Deploy a custom template. It is nothing what I am doing when it will come. This is working with the ARM template like this. What happens?
Sorry. Can you repeat again? Last, what did you say? What would you?
That deployment, custom deployment I am doing.
Okay.
Okay. I am doing a custom. ARM, I have my existing ARM template.
Correct.
Custom deployment. Deploy. What happens? Some network issue. Let me refresh. Let me close it. I I don't want this. I have shown you. Okay. So this is how we use an ARM template. I think now some network issue on my side. It is so slow.
Yeah. So meanwhile, when it loads, like, so I still
I will
not.
I will show
So
you
this is so ARM
using
template will be only for the VMs or anything we need to do automations for. Yeah.
anything through automation. There are certain restriction where ARM template doesn't work. Just like if you are you are working on a you can say there is a one feature Azure Data Factory. Okay.
Azure, what data?
Data Factory
Oh
for
yeah.
data management, there is
Management.
Azure Data Factory. So while creating an Azure Data Factory, there are some restrictions for. So if depends on the requirement. If you wanted to create a simple things, it's okay, you can create using an ARM template. But if you want some customized thing where ARM template cannot work, suppose you have deployed it, now you customize your any resource with a new feature. So update ARM templates are there, but in certain situation, it depends from scenarios to scenarios. Let me give you a one scenario. That one organization, suppose your organization wants that they have to create a storage account, okay,
Mhm.
and then they want that these storage account have a customer managed key. Okay, so
Mhm.
when now a storage account is created, now they are modifying it with the custom managed key. So there are certain features depending on the Azure, so that cannot be done through Azure template. So whatever cannot be done for Azure template, we can do it using an PowerShell or Azure CLI.
Okay.
Okay,
And through the
so
Azure CLI, there will be like again separate script also, right? For that.
yeah, we have to run a script. Now I say deploy custom. What is happening? Why it is not selecting this? Because this is a pay. Oh, it's working. It's working. Sorry. Now it say that common template. Now I will select a template. Okay. So build your own template in an editor. You can build it here. There are two things. You can build an so what I will say, I load a file here. So what I am doing, I am going to this. What I have done, I have my template just here. I will discard this. I will build because I am getting a resource. What I have done, I have done it on variables. No, this is a resource. So I say load file, template just JSON open. Now this file comes. Okay. And in parameters, it will automatically come. We have not to download it. But if we have defined a variables also, we have a variable.json, then there it will be there. So now I say save. Now if you see this customized template is there, this is my AR template. I will use the same test instance group.
Okay.
This is my Windows, sorry, Windows instance group. Okay. Then test instance name one. It will take all the values from there.
So you are saying that when it will create a
Yeah,
new VM.
it will create a new, you will see it will create a new test instance one. Now what is happening, I have not to go to each and everything is
Yeah.
there. I will say review and create, it will review it because before creating it run a validation. Now validation pass, I will say create.
Mhm.
So this is how the ARM templates work. You know the JSON language
Yeah.
because ARM templates is always JSON. Okay. So for you you need because it there they may ask some question failed. Now it said it failed. Now if you say it's failed, we have to click here and then we have to sign required parameter Buddha storage and missing null code invalid parameters. Okay. So what we'll do, I can go to my template. Okay, this is my template. Now it's saying disk. I think was on disk. What the error is it was giving. So we can check the error from here. It is saying boot
But you
diagnostic
didn't.
storage account is
Oh,
missing.
okay.
Okay.
But you didn't change anything, right? So
No, I
technically,
haven't changed anything.
storage account URI missing. So
Deployment field. Let me see in my template.
because it will require a different one. The it will
Storage
require a
profile.
different storage. The both VM
No, I
shouldn't
don't,
point to the same storage, correct? No.
don't think so. I will say storage account type standard SSD allows. Okay, manage next storage profile, publish Microsoft Windows servers version latest. So in parameters, this is storage. Hmm, here it has a URI. Because storage name and anything storage profile. Let me see storage profile. Image reference, it is taking Microsoft Windows Server, Windows version latest. So image storage profile is this OS profile boot diagnostic. True. Okay. Boot diagnostic profile. It is not getting this boot diagnostic. Let me do one thing. In template, I will find boot and let me make it boot diagnostic false. Okay, it is a read only template because I have downloaded. So I can check it out, outputs, inputs. So whenever it comes, even for using boot diagnostic storage account URL, let it be there. I will just check it out. What is the issue? But the ARM templates works like this. We give it.
Sure.
I can
Okay.
show you.
No, no, you can check later, maybe when
Uh,
and then you can just tell me.
so you don't want it to that how to create a VM install custom softwares or this data disk.
No, no, no. I was just telling you that just
Mm.
I would be fine with if you walk me through just that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I will
If
walk you
in
through.
those things,
So
like the all
so
the development related thing, I would like to, for example, like
okay,
even with that I would like to do parallelly and all the
this
thing.
thing.
Like, I mean, everything I will do from next session. I'll do everything in parallel.
Okay,
But my
okay,
point,
no
whatever
issue.
access I have, based on whatever access I have, I mean, I have everything
Okay.
development related access. I have it.
Mm.
I do not know the VMs and all, but if my point is like I'll try to,
So
but these
one
are the
minute. If
point
you,
which is a certificate specific. You can just go through. You can
mm,
create it in advance, and then before, and then we can just go through quickly.
I
That's
will
what
do
I'm saying.
that. I will. So let me this develop Azure Compute Solution. This only you need a demo only. Okay, if I'm right, I
Sorry,
can
what
go
did you
through and
mean?
this complete part. Develop Azure Compute Solutions. This implement IIS solutions. Create Azure. These I'm just writing up points where you need that
Here,
I will
okay, I don't see
already
your
create it
screen.
and give you
Okay,
a demo.
are you sharing
Why?
something? Oh, okay.
Let me do one thing. I will share a application window so that only that will be visible to you. Now I think you are able to see.
Not yet.
Not visible to you.
Not yet. No.
Okay, what I have done, I have pasted the complete part on it in a chat.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now I am saying that if you see that chat,
Yeah.
there is one develop Azure Compute Solutions. First point.
Yeah, developers you complete. Oh, okay, sorry, I was going in
Okay.
below. Yeah, yeah.
So if you say implement IIS solution, you only want this complete thing, ARM templates, create container image solution by using Docker
That
or
I would
publish
go
in
little bit in. I would like you to explain me more because I will have to. I will require to like it just will not just for certification, but it will help me for the work perspective. The using Docker thing, the create container images.
Okay. So
So
that
if you
means,
something the prerequisite required, then let me know. So ARM
so I
template is
will
also
say
I will take a look, but I'm saying that so now like something where you can basically I'm
now,
saying that
one
something which you
minute.
can walk me through. We can save the time and then we something which we require in the time
Now
in
for
that we can
create,
deep dive.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
for creating ARM templates, which ARM template you want?
Yeah, so
Not
that I don't know. So that's what I say. I will check it at my end, that how what and then
you
I will
check it
try to
your on
create at
my end.
my end. Yeah.
Yeah, you check it your end and just message
I'll
me
try
on
to
WhatsApp.
create it. Yeah, I'll
No,
message
yeah,
you and then you tell me what should I do before the Friday, like my
yeah.
practice or something virtual. What should I create it? At my end.
No, for
If
your end, I can say that if ARM template are for different resources. Now,
correct.
I just want to know which ARM template you want because template format is same. That is, it has a resource that is template.json file. It has a parameter file. So we define in a parameter file or in a JSON only, we define the variables and from the parameter
So
file,
I
it takes
can.
the
I'll
parameters.
try to think about it. Like basically, for example, we are using API gateway.
Okay.
Okay. For example, we are using API gateway in, I don't know if for that one ARM template will be useful, but for every API, we have to do configure in that one. And if we can do with the ARM template, the automations. I don't know. And this is just my thought. I don't know.
Let me check 1 minute. Because ARM templates are so many ARM templates.
So this ARM template will be used for the app config as well, right? Like for example, you have a different. I mean, we are using the shared resources, so not matter. But if, for the
Yeah,
each
as a
environment, each different environment, if you have to copy, then we can just in one environment. So then I have to just use this ARM template script and then put it in other environment, and just it will create it. Correct?
yeah, it's the same thing. We deploy it on the okay. So for APIs, there are different ARM templates are available. So I will say create ARM templates for APIs. So I will go through this APIs because
Yeah, I still
every
don't see a
ARM.
screen.
No, no, I'm just writing down for me.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm just writing down for me. So if you see in comments I have given, so for ARM template you need this. Now the question comes about container images for solution by using Docker. So now you want Docker in which scenario? How you will use a Docker image or
We
Docker?
use the Docker for the all the basically the service because for the containers, like so everything which our services that goes in the container. So for the deployment perspective, so for all the our Azure services goes through the front end and back end both goes through the Docker.
Azure services related to development.
Yes,
Because I will just go through then there will be no usage that I am taking care for compute that I will just create and I will show you how it works.
sure.
Okay, so now containers comes. Now it comes about publish an image to the Azure Container Registry. This is required for you,
Yes, this
or
will be
I will.
required, right? Because that's something then I'll this is I can check it, but this publish an image to the Azure containers. So basically we are saying that same then we can use it the again for
Okay,
the correct like the publish an
for
image means we are
developer
saving it and
services.
then
For
right
developer services,
like my
you
actual major I wanted to understand that one in this one like one is like for the deployment basic in my let's say development what I'm so I can I'll handle it. Second I wanted to understand that let's say I have a dev environment now I'm going let's say the DevOps creates a queue environment for example,
mm,
but they are not aware of it my all the service and all those stuff right like they have to like, yes we have to work together and generally we educate because these are the my list of services this and that but I found it that we have only one one our tech lead who handles all the stuff like work with the
mm,
DevOps and make sure that this and I want to remove that dependency on him. He's a contractor and I'm like you just like if if I learn this
mm,
like during so even I'm not going to learn like within a day but at least buy the certification like whatever then I can explore more
mm,
then I can explore more further and then I can go for the next certification but then I'm like at least so that is my intention I'm saying that so that's why I
okay.
put
So what is
kept this certification so that it gives me strategically to progress versus here and there.
okay? So what I'm saying Now Azure Kubernetes services.
We are not using right now
No,
Kubernetes,
okay,
so I'm good with that one. Yeah.
okay.
So
So
something
now
is, if it is
create.
required for the certification, you just have to help me for like minimum
No,
requirement
it
for the
has mentioned
certification
this
thing.
is out of scope now from
Okay.
certification also.
Okay.
Now create Azure Web App Services, web apps. This you
Yeah.
need
So
in detail.
yeah, so I'm creating. So like I have we are create like we are using the web app, like application services. There are like two types of, like one is like the application services, and one is like the Azure functions. We are
Hmm,
using it, right? And so but I have been involved at, okay, I created Azure functions, for example, but I was
hmm.
not involved in the deployment. Okay, so I was not
No issues,
involvement
but
in the configurations, like for example
hmm,
how to, like I was using the app config, yes, but I was not involved in those managing that those stuff. So right now, like I will tell you that just immediate my
hmm,
requirement is like in next week I'm going to work on that. I'll create a new app
hmm,
config for the localization, and I'm going to basically use that app config in the service, or sorry, storage DB.
good.
Storage DB, I'm going to use it.
I
So,
understand.
but now storage DB, if I use it, then my point, okay, in .NET Core, I will explore that, okay, how to, based on the dependence and injections, how I can load it in the beginning of the, applications
Hmm,
but just to creating storage DB as itself, and how to, I mean, F config is very straightforward, I know, but I have done it. But my point is that how to manage the resources, how to manage, and main thing is deployment. That is something I'm little frustrated, because that didn't come into my hand,
hmm.
and so I never took it because I was not comfortable. So that's something I would like to hash it out, which in little bit detail for the deployment one. Like
Okay.
service, I can
So,
create it by myself,
hmm,
and in the .NET, I will, yes, we have, but like after I create service,
hmm.
like I have Azure function I deployed manually, also manually from my, my own
Okay.
desktop, like right click and, deploy it, and
Hmm,
it asks the resource, whatever, whichever, basically, right, the
hmm.
whichever you want to select the resources, and based on that it goes all the details, right? So it's very straightforward, it's nothing like rocket science, but still, like managing nicely the all the stuff, I would say the deployment is
I,
was something is I
huh,
really would like to go in detail, where I can keep it, my services are already there, right?
hmm.
Right. So in my dev environment, if I have to create a new service, beforehand, whenever we cover, I'll create my new test service,
Okay, fine.
separately.
I
So
understand.
then I
Now,
can go in the detail, that which level basically for the deployment it will be required.
that's true. So, and now I understand. Now, from the whatever I have given you, because I will cover all these parts in the next session. Okay,
Yeah.
so whatever I have given in a chat window, just let me know if you need all these things to be covered in a detail, or
Cosmos
no, no, no,
DBs,
no, no.
no.
Don't go that way. Only
Oh, okay.
check for the this part.
Only the
Don't
first
go
one,
to
the
yeah,
morning, the
develop
develop
Azure
Azure
Computer.
Compute. Oh, okay.
Compute only, because
So,
that will be covered in the next class. So storage I will take it later on, but you have the document complete. So I will appreciate if you can give me take a time on your evening, any evening, and just mention all those things, and that you need this in detail, and just like a compute you need only a demo how to create what I have told you today. You don't
sure.
want, so that I may have it in the beginning with me, everything prepared, so that I can only show you that this is created like this.
Understood. So until what point this develop Azure Compute solution is being there? What is the last point?
implement
Because that's
implement Azure functions, implement input and output binding for a function, implement Azure durable functions,
yeah,
implement
it
function by
covers all
using
those
data.
stuff. Okay,
Yeah,
it covers that until then, right? Okay, so I will
yeah.
go in the detail, and then I will
Hmm.
update to you
Yeah,
that
I will
which one.
appreciate if you can update me by Tuesday so that I
Sure,
can create the things in, and we will not waste any time and we go through
sure.
directly to that.
So you just want to know that which one I would like to go in detail, which one you can do pre
Yeah.
create, right? Like, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
I'll go through.
Okay. Yes. So you
Okay,
just go through that and just let me know so that I can cover it out.
sounds good. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll message you on that
Yeah.
one. Okay.
But do message me. Otherwise, it will what happen when we do it that just
No,
like
no, no.
I
Tuesday.
don't
No,
know
by
this.
Tuesday. No, no. By
Yeah.
Tuesday, my evening, my night. I'll message you on that.
Yes. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye. Yeah. No worries.
Bye bye.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.